I'm driving down to my knees, Lord answer me. I know them niggas ain't fucking with me, I keep my dignity. I know them niggas don't want no part, I keep us easy. Oh, big ass glizzy. My mama tell me all the time, baby, you gonna be a star. But she don't even like right now. For real. That's your dog in the young, that nigga gon' get your beat. I had to stop fucking with niggas, I knew they wanna fuck with me. And I can't wait to run touch, we gon' run the mix. Shit, I can't wait to scope touch, we gon' kill the niggas. I know them niggas ain't fucking with me, that's why I brought the blitz. I know them niggas ain't fucking with me, that's why I put an extension. I know them niggas ain't fucking with me, I make your mama miss you. I had to move up out my mom's house, I couldn't bring the tension. Cause when I leave up out this bitch, I gotta bring the bliss. Hey, when I leave up out this bitch, I don't know if I'll come back in. And if you really active, nigga, you know what I'm feeling. I told my niggas bull out, cause we on a mission. My girl be telling me chill out, cause she need a nigga. And plus my son, he getting older, that's my little nigga. It ain't shit I wouldn't do for my fucking church. And making it back home to them, you know I ain't playing with you. I hear them niggas talking like I'll keep that playing with you. I heard some niggas wanna ride me down, play with niggas. They know we keep those splits burning, we love to smoke on niggas. I'm tired of bitch ass niggas act like we don't know a nigga. I'm tired of bitch ass niggas act like we won't get with it. I feel like you got a penny, I swear y'all be annoying niggas. I feel like you got a penny, young nigga, I keep a Jordan with me. I feel like you got a penny, these 3 3s, they ain't hit a nigga. Yeah, these 3 D's ain't hit a nigga. I feel like you got a penny, young nigga, I keep a Jordan with me. I keep a Jordan.
Shout out to the American Aborigines out there, some brother, big Aboriginal power, man. You already know what it is. Peace and blessings, Grand Rising. This is the Wake and Bake Show. Y'all know the vibes.
I can't wait to go talk. We gon' kill them niggas. I know them niggas ain't fucking with me, that's why I put the place. I know them niggas ain't fucking with me, that's why I put an extension.
Shut the live stream, shut the live stream. Come on in, family. All right.
I couldn't bring attention. I had to go up out my mom's house, I couldn't bring attention. Hey, when I leave about this bitch, I gotta bring attention. Hey, when I leave about this bitch, I don't know I'll come back in. For real. Yeah.
Wake and Bake Show.
Hey man, all I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up. On the track.
A lot of niggas died 1865. Single Michael fled, how I ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hot and black was never on your side. They too maps to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this by definition. If being savage was our nature, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say.
Get it. Let's get it.
See my license been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet. Ain't no turning back, got niggas who ran. When we caught his ass, got caught in that jam. Yeah, you know who I am. Yeah, you know who I am. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. Yeah, you can feel it coming. Fake love, snake you in your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it.
Niggas died 1865. man. All I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up.
On the track.
A lot of niggas died 1865. Single Michael fled, highway ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hollering black was never on your side. They do maps to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this by definition. If being savage was our nature, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say. We the guards of the gate, so when they say they fear God, now you know it.
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I won't let them yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I can't let them yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with perky, now that hair right numb his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah.
Lost see, I glossed to we shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the feds, giving names. Who gon' feed my family if they take me out the game? Keep one in the head and one eye open, that ain't change. I'm quick to catch a body. When I shoot, he shoot, I know bro shooting right beside me. Them hollow tips go through the wall and then they hit his body.
So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? He $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah, God's children. Give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's you with God of Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English potted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to somethings. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the message to the black man. Say you wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master, who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular.
Peace, 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 peace. Love and light to all the American Aborigines out there. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. How y'all feeling out there on this Grand Rising, man? We got 71 in here already this Grand Rising. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It's very important for you to hit that like button. Share the live stream. Hey, man, it's the Wake and Bake Show, man. What's going on? What's going on? Let me shout out some of the family that took their time out before we even get into the topics. I'm gonna get into my disclaimers. Let me take the time out though to shout out some of the brothers and sisters that took their time out to come support the channel this Grand Rising. So shout out to y'all. You understand me? Shout out to T1 Production, Chick Comedy Roots. Who else we got in here? Elizabeth Young, Chi Alpha, Aboriginal React, Rain Alexander, Juan Torres, Craig Lloyd, Thinking Space. Who else we got in here? Antone Williams, Empress Freedom Feather. All right. Matrix Glitz, Tom Jones. Who else we got in here? We got my sister Marcia in here. We got Rob McCoy. We got Thomas Dotson Jr. Thomas Dotson Jr. Demetrius Cooks. I don't know. I heard something about that Dotson name. I don't know if it was good that I heard. I don't know. Samad, shout out to Eastside 1415. Shout out to Truth Over Everything. Shout out to the realest N-word alive. Shout out to Grassroots. Shout out to Mr. Brandon Rogers. Shout out to Blue Dress. Shout out to Lightweight in the building. Shout out to Alberta Washington. Shout out to Maurice Miller. Shout out to Kevin Gilbert. Shout out to Bronze Flat Power. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to India Goddess. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in to this beautiful live stream. Shout out to Black Wolf. Shout out to Cleveland Brown. Shout out to my big brother Jaguar Obek. Shout out to NBA Old Boy with Zine Master. Shout out to you. Smoke Signal. Don P. Shout out to Don P in the fucking chat. Shout out to Don P in this motherfucker. Enoch's in the building. Lewis Luck in the building. Lady Lynn Goddess in the building. All right. Seneca Adams in the building. Pop Reed in the building. Troy Go Hard in the building. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. All right, we getting off in here heavy in this thing. Make sure y'all share that live stream. Let's make sure we get like 400 in here today. Okay, we're gonna get it heavy today. Shout out to y'all. Disclaimers. I am not an FBA. I do not push black. I do not promote Tariq Nasheed. And when I say pretendian Indians, I'm talking about an exclusive group of people who recently just came out of the indoctrination process, found up online, and found some tribes that they attached themselves to, and now act some type of way to other lost brothers and sisters. That's who I call pretendian Indians. You guys want to get my disclaimers out the way. All right. Make sure y'all support the channel. There's already a couple brothers and sisters in here supporting the channel. Shy Alpha said, "What you smoking on?" This is a Wake and Bake. You understand me? So what y'all smoking on out there this Grand Rising? Let me know what y'all smoking on this Grand Rising. We also have Craig. Shout out to Craig for the Cash App donation as well. Craig sent the Cash App donation as well. Shout out to Craig. All right. All right. AP, fire that mid up, boy. You know I ain't got no mid. Good gasoline. You understand me? This the Zaki way. Shout out to Rick T Valentine L, J Fizzle. Shout out to DJ Cuddy. DJ Cuddy, I sent the link to your phone, brother. I'm waiting on DJ to get up here. Waiting on my DJ. We're waiting on my DJ to hit the link. I sent it to his phone. Waiting on the DJ to pop in. Somebody said I'm smoking ether, man. We smoking on some orange citrus, OG, mixed with a little bit of this blue slushy. We doing blue slushy this morning. Gumbo blunt like always. 4 strands. I already know that's right. T Shields, what's going on? Antisocial Booby. Shout out to my brother Antisocial Booby. Let me give my brother the wrench in here. That's my brother Booby. I fucks with Booby. Salute, solid guy. Solid guys. Shout out to Booby. Antisocial Booby. All right, all right. We in here, we in here. Make sure y'all thumb up the video. We only got 66 likes. Hold on, before we even get started, can we get the likes up? We got 113 people in here. Can we get the likes up? Can we get the likes to at least 100? Go shoot up the hit thumb up the video. It's very important for you guys to thumb up that video. Don't do it. Shout out to Don't Do It in the building. Shout out to Don't Do It in the building. Shout out to my brother Blue from across the pond. Shout out to my brother Blue from across the motherfucking pond. We got Omega in here. We got Commander in Chief in this mother sucker. I heard that. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like. Make sure y'all please thumb up the video. Thumb up the video. Thumb up the video. It's very important for you guys to thumb up that video. I want to get started immediately, but we're going to need 100 likes before we get started. I ain't hating on the seeds, man. Hey, light them motherfuckers up. That's what you doing. You understand me? I done did it. I done did it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I done did enough seed smoking in my younger days for y'all niggas. You understand me? It's over with. Y'all indulge in on the CD packs. All right. All right. Who we got up in here? All right, we got the DJ off in this thing. Can we get them air horns in? Can we set the tone in right? All right. All right. We in here. Hit that like button. Thumb up the video. Okay, let's get it started, man. We got the topic at hand. Before I move on to the main topic at hand, which is to my FBA brothers and sisters, Africa is not our home. America is our throne. We're going to get into that topic in just a second. I do want to kind of talk about what's going on in Ukraine. Ukraine is like a psyops right now. And all this shit is a psyops, and this is just another way for them to usher in other activities up under your nose by causing these distractions. You know, so like the old magic trick. You look this way while all this is going on, and something low-key, sneaky is going on the other end. All your attention is over here. So what they're doing is trying to usher in these Ukrainian refugees. See, they got them cloaked as refugees. And really, they're just going to be another set of colonizers playing a part to the system. And they already allocating $13 billion for something that's not even real. Putin ain't got no problem with shit. Listen, I've seen videos of niggas fake dead and they waking up. They got niggas that's supposed to be dead in body bags, smoking cigarettes. There's a lot of shit going on. We got to pay attention. This media is fake news. If Trump ain't told your ass nothing, Trump told you that this shit was fake news. Yeah, Trump told your ass that it was fake news. And a lot of this shit that's going on is fake. This is all a distraction. This is what you call chaos rituals. It happened with George Floyd. It happened with Kobe. They come in threes. So what you see is the war, the fake war. You see the big slap, and there's gonna be one more before it's all said and done. Just be keeping your eyes peeled on what's gonna be the next chaos distraction ritual that goes on. These people are very, very into it. And we gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we gotta keep it real with what's going on around us, and we gotta focus on us in America. Don't get caught up in this shit. This ain't got nothing to do with us. I don't want to see no motherfucking coon niggas, none of my FBA or Aboriginal brothers and sisters talk about I stand with solidarity with Ukraine. Bitch, if you don't get your retarded ass on, we ain't standing with shit. If you go stand, you better stand your ass there forever. Don't bring your ass back. Yeah. Don't bring your bitch ass back. I want to stand with solidarity. A lot of you niggas just swirlers. You've been dating white women and getting shitting on by white men, you don't even understand. You just looking forward to a Ukrainian bride. You want to buy a bride. That's all you niggas in it is. You niggas trying to get one of them little cheap Ukrainian brides. You probably get one about $172 plus tax. You know what I'm saying? And you niggas trying to wave in on this shit. Hell no. Y'all trying to usher in a whole new set class of motherfuckers over here. Man, listen, I support who gonna get shit done in our community, brother. If Trump was allocating shit into our community dominantly, pumping economics into our community dominantly, then that's what I'm dealing with. We deal with who's going to help us. I don't give a fuck if you're a Democrat, a Republican, a conservative, a capitalist. I don't give a fuck if you're not doing nothing on the table that's benefiting my people. I don't give two rats ass. You understand me? Listen, I'm not going to never turn my back on my people. I will be dipped in shit and rolled in breadcrumbs before I give up. You understand me? My job is to always educate. I'll be dipped in shit and rolled in breadcrumbs before I give up on educating and working with my people. A lot of you niggas gave up without even having your loyalty tested. A lot of you niggas was never in it for the overall goal. You wasn't in it to help benefit your people. A lot of you niggas is just a servant of another nigga. You're a servant of the system. Some of us are rebellion, naturally. And we stand up for what is right. You understand me? And we got to learn what is right within our communities and what is not right within our communities. Us as Aboriginal people have a law. We have a set of moral codes and ethics. And now that a lot of our lost brothers and sisters, even during the indoctrination process, is naturally disconnecting from this artificial place that they tell you is from, which is Africa. We're not from no fucking Africa. No, we're not from no Africa. But yet they allude to the fact, or they misconstrue the fact. They tell you that we all came from Africa. Even white people came from Africa. These people wasn't just coming here and just doing shit. White people and Africans just coming here and snatching up shit. The brother Jag made a great point on one of his live streams earlier today. Go check out Jaguar live stream. Go subscribe to Jaguar OMAC. He made a good point. Man, these people didn't understand our land. They didn't understand the plants here. They didn't understand the ecology here. You think these people were just getting off the boat, knowing how to move through this terrain, just putting their lips on any kind of little vegetable that look good to them? You could have died easily out here. There's a lot of poisons out here. It's a lot of shit that don't coexist with eating. You motherfuckers get off a boat thinking y'all can just maneuver through these situations, not counting the animals that's in there. Hell, majority of us in this chat and in this in America that call themselves Negro, Black, and Color can at least, I'm saying at least, some often go way farther, but can at least track your family lineage down to America in the 1800s. See, and that's very, very important when dealing with our lineage. If you can track your family back to the 1800s and often sometimes before, when does Africa come into play? If all your grandparents that you ever known in your whole life that you can research immediately through is all buried in America, what gives you the assumption that you came from Africa? Where did you get that from? If all the great inventors, all the great athletes, all the great musicians, all the great poets and writers and innovators came from the America as Negro, what make you think that they came from Africa? When did they, where's the producers in the same quality of genes that these other people descend from, why is that not being repeatedly made in the continent of Africa to the point where they're producing these same type of aspects? Great athletes, great singers, great writers, great sports players, great musicians, great speakers. You understand that? What happens to that? Someone will say, well, the slave trade happened and all the good talent was taken out of Africa. So they took all your talented people. So white people were smart enough to know who was going to be the most athletic, the smartest, the most intellectual, and innovative. They was able to pick them niggas out of all y'all and left the crummy ones, the ones that don't know how to build shit, the ones that ain't doing shit, the ones that asking for 10 cents a day. They left them behind and took all the good ones. That don't even make no sense, DJ. Drop some motherfucking bombs for that one. That don't even make no sense. That don't even make no sense. They told you that Kunta Kinte came over here as a slave. And the white man told him, beat him and told him his name was Toby. He ran away. They chopped his foot off. And he gave up. You some submissive ass nigga. Man. And guess what, y'all? That cry when y'all see that Alex Haley story. I'm sorry to tell y'all. It was fake. Alex Haley plagiarized that book from some other guy who wrote it as a goddamn fantasy novel. That nigga wrote it and stole it and made it seem like it was real. And y'all cry over that shit. Huh? Huh? These niggas over here crying over Alex Haley. Oh, Roots made me tear up. Nigga, I was laughing. Cause it's funny as hell. That shit like watching the Boondocks and hearing Uncle Ruckus on that motherfucker. That's a bunch of bullshit. And our peoples get emotionally attached to this, and they hear this throughout the years, and their parents become indoctrinated with the same information, and you get taught that this is your history. So now you grow up with the implant of artificial history in your memory bank. You growing up and you have an implant of artificial history in your brain that you often seem to connect to real lineage. When the part that you connecting is not even real. It's an implant of artificial information. This is the indoctrination process in a nutshell. A lot of you niggas will sit back and laugh when the FBA brother come over here and tell them that well, I don't know, we was enslaved, but I know I ain't from Africa. Y'all laugh, but you ain't giving them the guidance and helping them understand what this word slavery means. Just because you might have this slave narrative don't mean that you came from another place. Often people forget that the Aboriginal peoples was enslaved in more numbers than any other racial classification group in America. The American Indian was enslaved in large numbers. I believe from the Carolinas down to the Virginia, estimated of 6 million just in that dominant area of Indians or Aboriginal people was enslaved. It's what they call enslaved. See, this is another insert. See, they will call them prisoners of war because these was active wars. The reason these people was in servitude is because they was capturees. These were people who fought to the last stride. Often after these wars, you become classified as whoever that maybe defeated you. A lot of them, a lot of these wars kept going on. The reason we have so many because our people was winning the wars. So these people will retreat and come back with new tactics and get their ass whooped time and time again. See, you got to understand Aboriginal people of this land been fighting since the beginning. A lot of you don't understand that during one of the last Confederate battles with the Union in Tennessee and in Shalom, Tennessee, it was a base that they took place that they was protecting one of the last Aboriginal North American pyramids that was recently constructed. They call it the Red Pyramid. The Red Pyramid is still around in Shalom, Tennessee. That's why they created the 38 Regiment. This is how Tennessee became the volunteer state, because that regiment in that area volunteered to protect that goddamn pyramid. This is why they was called Lookout Mountain. They was the volunteers. They was looking out for the Union that was invading and encroaching into that particular area. See, a lot of you don't even know what that Confederate flag means when you see the Chickamauga. That's the volunteer state. That's the ones who help fight against the Union and help protect Shalom, Tennessee, and the Red Pyramid. Go look it up. It's still around right now. It's called the Red Pyramid in Shalom, Tennessee. You got the whole history on it. A lot of it has eroded. Some of it was destroyed and later on restored, and some of it eroded due to where it's on the riverbank. A lot of the water done eroded the bottom half of it. See, water eats away at shit if it's not protected right. Okay. And let's be clear. How the fuck, we got to realize the people that was coming over here setting up shop was not even white people per se. These was often mulattoes. Mixed and black people that was coming over here, hot yellow people. White people in the 16, 17, 1800s was going through the worst time of their life. All of the 1600s, they going through a dark plague. That's what they call the dark ages of Europe, the dark plague. You got the black plague, you got the rats famine, you got the dancing plague. You got a lot of shit taking place over there in these white people areas. They couldn't even feed themselves. They was dying because of diseases and microbacteria in the air that they was absorbing and that was killing them off. They was filthy people. And you think that they were just traveling around picking out the most athletic motherfuckers, putting them on the ship? No, these people was vagabonds. Hell, even they own people, even often the high yellow mulatto people in Europe during the time had a good idea to sell those trashy people. And they say, I often sold them to people in America for cheap labor. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like using a disposable scrub. You know how you use a scrub and you scrub in some shit and you scrub in some shit. The white people was a scrub. That's what you get the word scrub from. Go look it up. The term scrub was to describe white slaves in the colonial areas. Look it up right now. Look at it. They was like a scrub, a disposable one, because often when they got rubbed to death and used, they was threw out with the trash. They was often worked to death in some cases. White people, they wasn't over here just running shit. These was other niggas. You think niggas was going to allow white people to set up colonies? No, they allowed they distant kin. See, a lot of these people that was coming from Europe, not even from Europe. They went out to Europe to set up the colonies of America previous to them returning. Previous to 1492, we had people go out to Seville, Spain, which is Europe, and branch out and set up spots. So often these people that was coming back was returnees. These was your distant cousins. These like your distant cousins. That's like your grandmama moving to China with her husband, and they have kids, and they kids have kids, and they descendants come back. You might be looking at them like they different. You might be looking at them like they different, but they really your kin, distant cousins. They might got a little mixture to them. You understand me? But they still have lineage that ties back here. And that's often what you've seen with a lot of these people coming to America. A lot of these was returnees. A lot of these so-called quote unquote people don't even know how to understand the history. Like people like to call them black Europeans. These weren't even black Europeans. These was Americans that went to Europe that returned from Europe back to the Americas. So people are confused. These are returnees. And I have all the legitimate records to prove this. I don't know if you guys really do your genealogy or help people. I've seen cases where people in their lineage from America was going off and setting up shop, taking industry jobs in Ireland, Scotland, UK, working there. People from America going there, working there, and then returning back. Nobody else in this community is teaching you this. Niggas gonna teach you lies and tell you that they black European. And I put this out there. I debate any nigga who pushing black European science on a debate right now, today, next week. Let's set it up. I debate any nigga on this black European topic. There's no such thing as a black European. All blacks in Europe come from somewhere else. There's no indigenous, or let me quote unquote, there's no aboriginal people to those certain places of Europe. I mean England, Britain, fucking Paris. You know what I'm saying? These particular places. Okay. These are returnees. These people that you often call black Europeans are not even black Europeans. They're your long lost cousins that went to work. We got to understand, like, the reason I don't think the reason my research coming up with no black Europeans in those areas, because those places wasn't even inhabited. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? People just went there. People just motherfucking went there. There's no black Europeans. I'm gonna drop the link here in a second. I'm gonna allow y'all to come on in a minute too. Let me keep it cooking. I'm gonna allow y'all to come on. So y'all black European believers, y'all better have y'all proof. Y'all better not come with the regurgitating. Naya, if I'm wrong, you won't have to prove me wrong now. You just can't say that now. Uncle, you just can't say that now. You're gonna have to prove it. You're gonna have to prove it now. Black Europeans, y'all better have that source. All right, matter of fact, y'all keep saying y'all got to prove it then. There ain't no fucking black Europeans, man. Hold on, that might not even be the right link. Hold on. That might not even be the right link. I don't think that was the right link. Yeah, that wasn't the right link. Don't hit that link, y'all. This the right link. All right, well, I will allow you black Europeans to hit the link, man. Let's turn up a little bit. DJ, drop them air horns. Wake the people up a little bit, man. Hey, DJ, it's funny. These niggas said they got proof that black Europeans exist. I'm waiting to see the goddamn proof right there. Come on, hit that link. Come on now. We're going to give you the opportunity to articulate yourself. Come on now, hit that link. Hit that linky link. Don't run now, niggas. Don't run now. The ways. I don't know what they talking about. AP about to body y'all. I'm just saying. I just want somebody to hit the link and articulate. I stand corrected. Somebody come to me with actual proof. I stand correct, and I will insert that and use that. I'm not too big to get information from anybody, but I've been doing extensive research on this for the last few years. I've been asking, I actually know people in Europe. I actually been one of the first people to link in with our brothers and sisters that's in Europe. You understand me? That's from America. So, and I've been asking each and every one of them, have they met an Aboriginal European? All of them are by way of somewhere else that's in Europe. All of them are by way of somebody else, somewhere else. Y'all know who I want to smoke. I want to smoke the nigga who invented the whole topic. The reason niggas even talking about black Europeans in America. I wanted to debate him when he first started talking about it. He ducked me 2 years in a row. You understand me? We been wanting that smoke. So nobody gonna hit the link. Right. Like I said. See what I'm saying, y'all? Prove my point every time. They talk a good game, but they ain't gonna show shit. You know what I'm saying? They like John Madden. They talk a good game. If I talk a good game, a lot of these people from Europe. Yeah, I know a lot of people like, oh, what about the black Irish? I'm not talking about Ireland. I said that. I named the places that I talked about specifically. Excuse me. I'm not talking about Scotland. I'm not talking about Ireland. I'm not talking about Greenland. Greenland, we know that's part of America. You understand me? So we can take that off the motherfucking list. You understand me? We're not talking about that. I'm talking about London, Britain. I want to know, where is the royal people of London, the bloodline, the royal bloodline that was supposed to be aboriginal to Europe, this royal bloodline. There ain't no such thing as an aboriginal European bloodline. That royal bloodline came from the Americas. That's you niggas. Y'all made it royal. Y'all don't even understand it. Show me a descendant from a nigga who came from the royal bloodline, a servant of the royal bloodline, or something down the line that's part of that royal bloodline. Show me proof. Come on. Come on. I'm just telling y'all got to go back. It's more deeper than what y'all think. Y'all niggas looking at the surface level. Y'all trying to get the history of the book, and you started off in the 19th chapter. You still got to look at the 18 previous chapters. You understand me? Ain't no such thing as no black European, man. Cut it out. We got Don P up in this motherfucker. Shout out to Don P. That's a good FBA brother, and he stand for his people. Shout out to that brother. What's going on, Don?
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, AP, man? I see you doing your thing, man.
Yeah, we up here. We just kicking some knowledge today. You know what I'm saying? We just kicking. It's a wake and bake. I'm gonna drop the link too, so you know what I'm saying, some other brothers and sisters can come on. But yeah, we just kicking knowledge, man. I ain't got into a historical bag in a while, so I just want to let everybody know that this whole narrative of Africa being your home is just an implant of artificial information that you have usurped throughout generations, that has been indoctrinated before you, that maybe gave you, and now you implanted it as part of your real history, and you attach it to real lineage, even though it don't have nothing to do with it, and it's all artificial. You see what I'm saying? For the most part, I'm not saying each and every black motherfucker in America is an Aborigine. I'm saying the vast majority of the so-called Negro, black, and colors that tie their lineage to the 1800s is in effect the Aborigine. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You know what? I see what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, for a lot of people who was indoctrinated with the whole term of, everybody came from Africa, like that's a huge thing right there. You know what I mean? And a lot of folks, including myself, it's especially if you was a Pan-Africanist, it's gonna take some people longer to unlearn that. You know what I mean? Because that's something that's been burned into our brain from preschool. You know what I mean? But I wanted to give a shout out, and I wanted to stay on topic about what you was talking about as far as the dark Europeans go. Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's get it.
All right, so let me give a shout out to Ben Yosef. I wish he was on there now. He made a statement on your last show. He did it in a codified way. I think he was I don't think it was a shot at me, but he made a step. It was kind of a check-in. You know what I mean? He probably thought I was a little off cold about what I
Right.
had on your channel. And he mentioned something that, I got it. I seen it. But I say this with no ego. You know what I mean? Like I agree with him. You know what I mean? I do, and I feel like as far as being on code, the code is the leader. So we got to hold each other accountable when it comes to anybody even seeming off code about something. You know what I mean? So shout outs to Ben Yosef on that one.
Yeah, shout
Another thing, right, and another thing is the first time I heard about dark Europeans was when I had that back and forth with Brown, the Brown native dude.
yo, yo, y'all here? What's going on?
Loud and clear, loud and
Mic
clear,
check, mic check.
loud and clear.
Yeah, somebody went out.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, you. We can hear you again now, Don.
Yeah, my bad. My phone be going to sleep at the weirdest times, man. But I heard Brown. I think his name is Chala or something. He talked about dark Europeans orchestrated the whole, or was responsible for the COINTEL program. It was responsible for the uh Jim Crow laws and all of that, and that confused me. You know what I mean? So, if I don't know if you agree with that or not, AP. But if you do, can you elaborate on that?
That black Europeans created the Jim Crow laws?
Not created it, but was responsible for it.
Nah, hell no.
All
I
right,
don't,
yeah,
even, I don't even, like I said, I'm telling you, I don't even believe black Europeans exist. And I'm talking about those specific spots that I named. I ain't talking about Ireland, Scotland. You feel what I'm saying? Spain, which is pretty much Africa. We talking about those particular places, London, Britain. You feel me?
got
The
you.
UK area. You feel what I'm saying? Where the royal bloodline, obviously,
Yeah,
quote
there there
unquote,
was
there.
black Europeans in Britain though, because they in that war was it that the war between the Americans and Great Britain described when they came over here trying to meddle in American affairs. They they basically they basically described some of them as swarthy Europeans, which means dark skinned Europeans.
Yeah,
So
and listen, these people was often by way of Africa, which is and that's especially during that particular time frame of 1500s leading up to the 1600s. We know you had an invasion of other continent of other countries going into Europe. You had Ghana going up in that way, the Great Guyanese Empire. You got a lot of places invading Europe at this particular. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that there wasn't any melanated people that could call themselves Europeans. We know that that's what's been going on. That's what's been misnomer. But there's no Aboriginal people that's from Europe that descend only from Europe, that they bloodline don't go nowhere else.
but we
You know
don't
what I'm
know that
saying?
though.
There's no, and I haven't met any
We don't know that
descendants.
though.
I haven't met any descendants of those people that supposedly was in those particular areas. Every person that I met in Europe today that is melanated is by way of somewhere else. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't even add up remotely to the history. That's
I mean, we don't know that because we wasn't
well, I
alive
mean,
then. You know what I'm
it's
saying? Like,
proof. I mean, the burden of proof is on you.
I
If
mean,
we say that all the people that's black in Europe there today is by way of somewhere else, and the motherfucker saying that there's no such thing as these ancient ones, and they saying that even the ancient ones is by somewhere else, you should be able to prove and say that well, these people are aboriginal to this land. These
But
people
I
always
mean,
been
it it
descend from
doesn't
the line.
it doesn't make sense because if they're finding, like, if people think about, archaeology and all of that stuff, if they're finding all of these all of these negroid you know bones and all that stuff that predates um the people that was there, the so-called Europeans that was there, they had to have been there first. You get what I'm saying? They had to have been there first. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What
we
I'm
have to
saying is,
we have
if
to think
you start
about that.
hearing about
All
what I'm saying
melanated
is, what
people
I'm saying is,
have
when you
been
start hearing
all
about
over the planet already.
what I'm saying is, we got to look at history realistically, though. What time frame has Europe? When was Europe ever good for our people to ever thrive at? First of all, we got the history of Europe going through a famine, sickness, no archaeology. I mean, no agriculture, no irrigation going on. That's from the 15 to the 1600s. This is shortly after the so-called royal bloodline left out of Europe. So that means you tell me that there's no indigenous people left there after the fact. That's still royal bloodline. Everything is by way of something else. And then they tell you this story that they all came to America. See, that's all fabrication. First of all, you got to look at in the early 14, 1500s, what we call Britain wasn't even called Britain. First of all, it was called Albion. And did you know that it was a place in America in the 13, 14, 1500s on the 1600 maps called Britain and Canada? Every place, city, town, and crevice that you got named over there in Europe is already named in Canada, and them places are older with historical references, older in them places. So what I'm saying is they done did the switcheroony on you again. They telling you and pointing over there when talking about historical Europe, right? But when historical Europe was never over there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was never over there. When you look at the Britons coming here, where do they come in from? By way of Canada. Where do the Europeans first come back? Any European that come to America, I don't give for Irish, French, British, they all come by way of Canada.
I mean, of course. I
Because
mean,
that's what it's oh,
but it
that's what
doesn't mean that there wasn't any swarthy people, as they
England was
described,
already
that was
here.
living over in that
It was called
landmass.
before it was called England. It was already in England in America, and it's older. So when you're talking a history, which is old, you got to be talking about America. People get it confused and think these people coming from across the border to colonize you when these people was already in these lands. These black people, these Europeans that they talking about Europe history is not even the continent that they call Europa today. That's a fabrication. They talking about a set of history that was confined in the Americas, that was at a separate place, a different bordering. They call it Canada today.
All I'm saying is that none of us, none of us was alive back then to
Oh,
confirm that.
we can't do
You know what I'm saying?
we
None of
can't
us
do
was alive to,
ain't gonna do the we wasn't alive game because that's another
yeah.
outlay
I
for people.
mean, I'm just saying, I'm speaking facts, regardless if
So that's
you,
that.
try to
Listen,
rationalize it the
a
other
lot of
way.
people was
You know what I'm
around
saying?
for a lot.
Like,
A lot of our people went around for a lot of shit, but we're still able to look at historical narratives,
yeah, and the
archaeology,
historical narrative have
and listen.
also
Hold
proved
on,
that
brother,
there was swarthy
you
Europeans.
gotta slow down. Just because you wasn't there don't mean you can't get evidence of what actually happened at a place in time and history.
Well,
That's
I'm
a
guessing the evidence on both sides
hold on,
contradict each other.
hold
You know what I'm
on,
saying?
hold on, hold on. You said it ain't no way. You said we wasn't there, so we don't know. That's a hogwash argument, sir. And I'm gonna
I'll give you a book. I'll give you a book. It's called Black Jacobites. It was written in
Black
1733,
Jacobites,
and
Black Jacobites is just another term
And it
for
describes,
Black Europeans, and they go through so many classification misnomers. You'll see
yeah,
Jacobites, you'll see Huguenots, you see what I'm saying. You'll start seeing Berbers, you'll start seeing Saracens, you'll start seeing all these different misnomers to describe various different colloquial people in the area, just descriptive wise. So it's not identifying no Aboriginal people nowhere. Jacobites is not even a real thing. You see, Jacobites goes into a
I know,
whole nother Catholic
I
indoctrination that
agree
we see
that
outside of
they
the
had
fucking
many.
Catholic
I agree
Church.
with you. I agree with you that
We
they
want to
also
get
have.
rid of all the bullshit and get down to the raw basics of it. That's what I'm doing. Fuck a Huguenot, that's a misnomer. Fuck Jacobites, that's a misnomer. We know that's
I
indoctrination. So we got to get to the root
Yeah,
of
I
what's
agree
going
that those are misnomer names, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't um any so-called Aboriginal people there. There's no evidence that suggests otherwise. There's no evidence that suggests otherwise. That's that's what I'm
There
saying.
is evidence that suggests otherwise, and the evidence is there's no descendants of these people there today. Nowhere in those areas do you see somebody saying, "I'm a Black
You
European
have
from the
no evidence of
bloodline," and
them people
my
being
over
descended
there.
because they have been lied to just like how we have been lied to.
Yeah, but
You feel me? You know what
even
I'm saying?
though we've been lied to, we're still able to even though our people been lied to, you go ask the average Black person,
But I can.
no matter how much we've been lied to, they're not gonna tell you they came from Africa, nigga. I don't care what you're talking about. How much we've been, a lot of them, the old people don't even subscribe to that. And they was indoctrinated before us. So we can't use that, oh, they was indoctrinated so they don't know their fucking history. That's bullcrap. We was all indoctrinated, but yet I'm able to elaborate on my history.
All I'm saying is that there are plenty of books. There are plenty of books. If y'all go, there are plenty of books that describes swarthy Europeans.
A lot of them people, a lot
S
of
W
black people in
A
Europe, a lot
R T
of them black
H
people,
Y
listen, a lot of them black
Europeans.
people in Europe are first, second, and third generation African American, Jamaican, by way of, you see what I'm saying? Often, sometimes maybe even going back fourth time generation. These people are not aboriginal to that land, bro.
If they do their genealogy on themselves and they family records show no if they records show no record of them immigrating there, then they aboriginal, just like how we is. Find out who you are. That
Bro,
does
that's
not
bro,
mean that
bro,
they
you just
wasn't there.
nothing, bro, because most of them people there know where the fuck they come from too. They go talk to. Oh, I know my grandmama, great grandmama from Africa. I go visit her in Ghana. I go visit her in Zambia. Oh, I know my family from the islands or the Pequot. They talk about their history, so that even the black people there know their history. Where are the black people that's aboriginal to that land that supposedly come from these royal bloodlines? Why are they not speaking up, talking about the history? And I got people in Europe right now that's never even met none. I got them on the search. They on the lookout for me. I want to talk to one.
Indoctrination. That's all I gotta say, man. Indoctrination.
All right. Well, until then, somebody gonna have to prove some black Europeans. Right now, it's a bunch of case.
I've gave anybody out there who's listening, all you gotta do is just Google swarthy books on swarthy Europeans. There's plenty of old books from the 1600s that talk about this. Okay, that talk about this. Period. So I mean, there you go. Go search. There you go.
All I know is that Britain wasn't even inhabited for a lot of time. So we know that obviously it got inhabited out of nowhere. So they let you know there's no indigenous people there to that particular region, right? Because we know that those people that went there colonized those particular areas. We know that to be a fact. They set up shop there. Now, what I'm saying, I'm not talking about Ireland. I'm not talking about Scotland. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that particular spot of England, Britain, London. You got to realize a lot of these places was already named this in America, and they older than that shit over there. when Britain first start getting their name established, they start going around establishing naming a lot of other shit. We don't even understand that. That's how Britain. Listen, they tell you that Morocco was over here, but Britain went over there and named the place in Africa, Morocco, at the same time. Around what, 1940 something? They just started establishing these places as they name.
Yeah, I'm talking about before the 1900s.
Listen, people talking
That,
about that's not true and all this. They aware of their Aboriginal European lineage. Bring one on the panel. Show me a video. Upload it. Show me one that's talking about their Aboriginal lineage that doesn't have any other lineage nowhere else. That's all I'm
see,
saying. I will stand corrected. Nobody provided no proof. It's
yo,
just a
yo,
lot of shit.
AP. Now you have to think about this. Just you have to think about this from
No,
this
listen.
angle.
Something is y'all
Like
saying this and
just
that. You
because.
haven't provided no proof. I will
Hold
stand
on. Think
corrected
about
on the
this from
burden.
the think about this from this angle right quick. All right. Just like how we was led to believe that we all was brought over here to the Americas on ships, those people over there have been, some of them, I ain't saying all of them, because I do 100% agree with you that that some of them over there now is from, how people that they had recently came down there in the 19th century and all that stuff like that. I 100% agree, but they won't know that until they do their genealogy on they background. But we don't know if
I don't
those
know if you
people living
understand
over
what
there
I'm saying.
today,
Listen, I don't know if you
we
understand what I'm saying. People from the Americas and other places went to Europe.
exactly.
Other
I
people,
hundred
hold
percent agree
on,
with that.
be
I hundred
quiet long
percent
enough
agree.
to listen. You gotta go long enough to listen, son. Damn, can't even get two words out.
I
Jeez.
was saying I agree. I agree.
Hold
You don't
on,
have to
fuck
repeat
you.
that. I agree.
You can agree when I'm done. Jeez. Y'all ain't providing no proof. I'm tired of hearing
I
this.
just told you to prove. Look, Google Swarthy Europeans, books on Swarthy
Bro,
Europeans.
that don't mean
One
shit.
of
People
them,
from
there are
America went
thousands
over.
of books. There are
People,
not
people
thousands,
from
but
America could have easily went over there. Some people later on went over there, seen some niggas over there, and said, "Look, I seen black Europeans." Oh,
bro,
swear.
what other evidence do you need? What
That don't
other
mean
evidence do you need, bro? What other evidence do you need? What, something beyond the book? What other evidence do you need?
so. One book tells the
Come on now,
exact
bro.
of a place, bro. That don't even make
Nah,
no
that's
sense.
not more. I didn't say one book. I said there are more than one book. Just type it in. You got a computer, type it in. Read all them books, and they clearly describe swarthy Europeans. Swarthy Europeans meaning dark-skinned Europeans. Or read about the last war that America had with Britain, and they will give descriptions of how they looked. Other than that, I don't know what other evidence do you need.
Listen, bro, you're not understanding it, bro. Americans been coming around the world, colonizing places all over. They went to Europe, no different. So just because you read somebody in a book describing black Europeans, don't mean that these black Europeans wasn't Americans that went over there to colonize. That don't make no sense, bro. Like you keep talking about a book. I want to see somebody say that they are black Europeans and they descend from these people. Where they at? Should be a lot of them. You keep reading about them in history. Where the fuck are their descendants?
They there today.
No book talking about swarthy people there. Hell, I can show you a book talking about any kind of people anywhere. They call them blackamoors. I'm gonna have Armani Bay come and prove because he got a lot of this history, and I'm gonna have him come on and show you a lot of the proof that there's no such thing as an indigenous Aboriginal European. There's no Aboriginal European. In certain places. Might I keep iterating? I'm not talking about Scotland. I'm not talking about Ireland. I'm not talking about these particular places. I'm talking about England, Britain, London. There's no Aboriginal people to those places, and that's where the royal bloodline thrived and occupied.
You don't know that, cuz.
Show some proof. You got to prove it. So I'm
Show some.
challenging
You show some proof.
I'm challenging you,
You
Black
show some proof.
Europeans.
Where's your evidence?
And I'm saying, where's the proof? The burden of proof is on you. It's
But
like
the
somebody saying,
burden of proof is on you.
Power, I don't believe such and such that you said. So, then the burden of proof is on me. It's this time you're getting challenged, sir. The burden of proof.
I just told you. Google it. I just told you there are plenty of books on it. You have yet to present your evidence. You have yet to present anything. All you doing is just saying this, and that, and that.
I got the right to. You get the burdens of proof on you, bro.
All right, other than that, bro, you're gonna have to hold that L, cuz.
This nigga proved to y'all that Black Europeans existed. He just proved that to y'all.
Yeah, you haven't gave any source yet, bro.
They saying boot you. I don't even want to boot you because I respect you and you're trying, but you're not trying hard enough. You need to provide.
I love your channel though, bro. You do give good stuff, bro.
No, it's all good. It's all good. They in the chat saying boot you. I know you all good and you come on here respectfully. That's why I'm giving you the opportunity to show your proof. I don't want you to go out bad like this. This would be a bad deal for you to hold.
I always be a viewer of the channel, no matter what. Spreading that, that Aboriginal power.
Got to. Somebody said he's correct. Larry Holmes, come on. Hold on. Robert L. put a good comment in the chat. Let me read this. Hold on. It said if they got there first, they are the Aboriginals on that land. No, they would be the natives of the land. What else she said? The Aboriginal on their land, just like Black people got to America first. Aborigines of the land. So you believe Black people came from somewhere? Where did they come from originally then? Roy? Like what y'all talking about still goes out of Africa theory, and I'm gonna kill that out of y'all too. Y'all gotta get rid of that too. Trying to tell y'all, I know a lot of y'all is just now unlearning this indoctrination process, and it's a lot for y'all to unlearn. But they just didn't lie to you about one thing. They've been lying to you about everything. I don't know if y'all caught it yet. It ain't just your little slave story they lied to you about. They've been lying about everything. And I don't think y'all guys are starting to realize it, man. Shout the smoke signal on here. Okay, I'm gonna give you a few more minutes to prove us wrong about these Europeans. Go ahead, smoke signal. You got the flow.
Salute to the channel, the chat, the panel. Grand Rising, everybody. I think what we have in the disconnect is the brother not understanding that you're making a claim. And he's making a counterclaim. And he who makes the counterclaim has to debunk the claim with a preponderance of evidence to support the counterclaim. And this is where we at right now. The claim is going to stand true until someone can prove that it's not true. And I'll land right there.
We got Tayshawn on the panel. Shout the smoke signal for dropping in. What's going on, Tayshawn?
Hold on, I gotta fix my mic.
It's all good. I want to drop the link, man. I want some of y'all to come on and explain some of this Black European stuff. Don P, go ahead, bro. I want to hear what you think about the conversation. Did he explain Black Europeans? Good enough for you?
I'm not really too familiar on the history when it comes to the dark Europeans and all that. I will say this: when it comes to proving your point, you gotta have more than one source of one. You gotta have multiple sources to prove that same point. That's where I'm coming from with it. If I could find multiple sources that line up what you're saying to be true, then you know what I mean. I can acknowledge that what the dude is saying is right. But until then, I don't know.
I can prove to you that Americans went over there too and colonized and civilized a lot of places. There was no civilization in Amsterdam until niggas from America went there. That's a fact. A lot of these places was already in America. All y'all gotta do is Google it. AP bugging. Boy, Google, if you going to Google to teach, to learn something, you already lost. Google be tricking your ass too. Google get rid of most of the sources day by day. Hey, somebody said, what, Ireland populated by black people? Yeah, I'm not talking about Ireland, though. I'm not talking about Ireland. I keep reiterating the specific spots that I'm talking about. I'm talking about Britain. I'm talking about London. I'm talking about England. That's what I'm talking about. That's where the royal bloodline was. This was where this royal history, European history that you talk about is at. That's where they talking about. Them three particular places. So I said, go to Google. You must be a weirdo. Then they go to Google to learn. You gonna learn all the dumb shit. You gonna take discovered America and that all blacks come from Africa. Yo ass is toxin as
Yeah, that's why I came over here. The first time I heard of the term dark Europeans again was when I had that debate with the brown. I keep forgetting the homie's name, but the brown native dude, and I was arguing about white supremacy being responsible for a lot of the things that happened specifically to us in America, and he said that it was probably the dark Europeans that orchestrated it. So that was my thing. I wanted anybody who's familiar with what he's saying to elaborate more on what he's saying.
I'm familiar. I'm definitely familiar because when there was a friend of mine who was talking to, I think they were from the Caribbean or something like that, but they were talking about they were um, talking to one of one of their elders in a family that was Aboriginal, tribal, everything, and they were talking about they were describing the Europeans, some of them to be dark skinned, like and that right there kind of this was a couple of years. My first time ever hearing about it. This was a couple of years ago. That was pretty far back when I first heard about it, and then that's when I started like, yo, let me check this out, because all of us was led to believe, it's the whole whitewash, believe that all Europeans that came over here and like did all this shit was white. Like, everybody in the motherfucker was white that was running this shit. When in actuality, it's not that, man. It has nothing to do with skin color, you know.
Hey, can I ask you a question, my brother? Hey, peace to the panel. Peace, AP, Don P, DJ Cut Attack. What's good with y'all?
peace,
Smoke
peace,
signal.
peace.
Peace, man.
I got a question for you, my brother. When was Britain established as a, I guess I want to say a country? You know what year that was?
Who's the question referred to?
To the brother down at the bottom of the screen, bottom right. What's good, Don P?
What's up, champ?
Can the brother hear me or no?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear, big bro. Go ahead, you got the flow.
No, I was asking the brother a question. I was asking him when was Britain established as a country or a nation or whatever you want to call it? To the brother that's
That's
speaking about black Europeans.
Aunt L. Crow.
You say, oh, the question.
I said, when was Britain established as a country or a
I said,
nation or?
yeah, because
Your phone pop locking.
Yeah, he choppy.
I need hold on. I need to fix my mic.
Yeah, it's pop locking for real.
Do anybody else on the panel know the answer to that question? Because I asked it for a specific reason, but I wanted him to answer specifically though.
Yeah, I see nobody answering. Can I ask you what's the relevance to the question? I may ask.
I would rather to get an answer first, but I mean I'll go ahead and answer. 'Cause I'm from South Carolina. My hometown is called Britain's Neck, and from what I've researched, my hometown was established before Britain was a thing over there. So yeah, and it's Britain's Neck, South Carolina. So that's which it goes into the point AP's making. Like there was nobody over there until American niggas went over there and
Or until
civilized it.
Africans went over. Like if you go over and ask the average motherfucking black European, they're gonna say they either come from the islands, America, or Africa. That's what you're
Right.
gonna hear. I've been hearing it for the last 4 years. And then motherfuckers keep saying that they European black Europeans, call them what they are. They from the islands, call them say, give them their real shit. They Africans, say they come from motherfucking Africa. Don't keep calling them black Europeans when history says that they come from somewhere else. They own self tell you that they come from, their lineage come from somewhere else. But y'all keep making it seem like they strictly there. There's places in the world where people just didn't live at certain times until people went there and inhabited them. You see what I'm
Now,
saying?
now I heard of the Moors going over to Europe to civilize the folks over there as far as like the diseases, like um the Moors. I heard the Moors was directly responsible for getting rid of a lot of the plagues and the shit that was going on in Europe.
Yeah, that was after they left again, because you got to realize it was Moors there at 1480 all the way up to 1490. They got ran out in 1491. You see what I'm saying? Then they went through a famine after 1491, which is in the late 1500s, 1600s. They went through their famine. That's when the Moors went back over there. Or was they already there still? Or did they not get pushed out? You see what I'm saying? So even then, you got to realize where's that bloodline lineage coming from. A lot of those medicines that they got and used over there in Ireland, where did that shit come from? That shit came from the Americans, man. Hey, we got Florida boy on here. Let's get the Florida boy on here. The boy from Florida. I mean, what's going on, brother?
No, I'm just confused. Y'all don't think it was black Europeans in Europe a long time ago?
Say what? I can't hear you. You got to speak up a little bit, bro.
Well, I'm at work. I'm gonna chime with y'all in about 20 minutes. I'm at work and be on my break in a minute.
Okay.
Can't talk loud.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna sit back then.
All right, let's get the brothers back on. Just let me know when you're ready to pop back on, brother. From Florida. We're not saying that people didn't write books and history on black Europeans. We just want to know the actual history of these so-called black Europeans. We know black is a misnomer. So where are these people lineage from? And when you talk to people that's black in Europe today, right, their lineage is from somewhere else. Y'all can't get around that. Y'all keep talking about they black Europeans. You can't show me one today. But they was all these ones back in the past.
Yeah,
And
I say
I'm not talking about all. I'm talking about in specific spots that I name. I'm not talking about Ireland, Scotland, motherfucking places like that. So that's what I'm saying. People just gotta start doing their more research, doing some more research. They get stuck. And you gotta start challenging the narrative. You gotta start challenging this narrative. Think about it. A lot of the places in Europe, structural wise, is more recent than the shit in America. Where do you think that architect building masonry style come from? They got castles through all out Europe. Where do you think Castellios was invented at? Castellos. These castles. I'm just saying, man, we gotta pay attention to what's going on. Yeah, Almighty Bay, I talked to him the other day about it. He was like, nah, ain't no such thing as no Aboriginal Europeans in those particular spots. He said these people that's coming back that they call them Black Europeans are returnees. How you think they able to have land patents? How you think a lot of these returnees having land patents and shit like that to your land if they not from your land? Come on, man. That shit don't even make no sense to me. But like I said, I stand corrected. If I just gotta see some proof. That's all. Who was using? Yeah, who was using base 10 math? Where did that come from? That was being applied there. Where the fuck did it come from? This is not what you think. This is not Africa. This is not hell. A lot of that shit that you see in Europe didn't come from Africans. Motherfuckers say Africans built it. They're not even building there now. West Africa don't have no great monuments there. There's no structure there from prior civilizations. They don't even have no history of no civilization going back before 3,000-4,000 years ago in West Africa. And they tell you that's where you from. You from a place with no history. That's what they potentially tell you. You come from a place that ain't produced shit, they ain't about shit, ain't even got nothing. Ain't even really got no civilization history. Y'all motherfuckers keep thinking y'all from Africa when America got everything that y'all got to offer. Why the fuck would some Europeans come to America if they not from America? Make that make sense. They could have went somewhere else in fucking Europe. They could have went down to Africa, Asia, but they come all the way across the goddamn Atlantic, not knowing if it was going to be safe. They had to know it was going to be safe for them. Y'all not even challenging the narrative. What you think the British colonies came over here? What you think their independence is for? You think we gonna expatriate some people that ain't our people, or would you expatriate some people that's prisoners of war that you trying to get back jurisdiction of? Come on, man, y'all need to pay attention. A lot of these so-called quote-unquote Black Europeans that people keep speaking about is returnees. Niggas keep saying, I debate, I got this, I prove. Nigga, hit the link and come and drop some facts.
Hey, did the brother fix his mic? Because I want him to answer my question right quick.
On Kel Crow. Mr. Crow. Over there. I don't think you heard me. You might want to fix your mic, bro.
Y'all hear?
Yeah, it sound like you underwater.
Is it still is it still choppy?
Nah, you gonna have to get off and come back on, bro. Your mic fucked up. You gonna have to fix that Wi-Fi, brother. Seriously. We got a Florida boy still in here. You just leave something in the private when you're ready to come back home. Florida boy. So yeah, man, like I said, when I get challenged, the burden of proof is on me. Y'all niggas get challenged about this black European shit. It seems like you can't provide any proof. I just keep talking about a bunch of stories of somebody calling somebody swarthy. That doesn't prove any Aboriginal European lineage.
That's a fact. That's why I said I stopped believing that black European shit when I started doing some research on my hometown. I was looking and I'm seeing Britain's net and I'm seeing when it's established and I'm looking at Britain. I'm like, how the fuck is Britain established after someplace in North America? South Carolina to be exact. And it didn't make sense to me, but you know, I just used my common sense, put two and two together.
Hey, Copper Elk Turner, all them groups that you just named, when you look up their lineage, it's gonna tie you back to North Africa. So you're gonna have to do better than that. All them names, them people would have been called, all three of them would have been classified as a Saracen. Y'all don't understand that all that royal family shit was shit that was established by Americans. Y'all don't understand. We didn't set up shop and colonize the world. We was going around everywhere. That was just the outpost. We had been doing this shit since Atlantis. Atlantis was a government that was going everywhere. We was established everywhere. So y'all don't even know that's just what we do in America. We establish shit everywhere. We got strongholds everywhere. We lock in, build, and bring science everywhere. It's been happening for thousands of years. This shit is repeated. The guy that says I'm been ducking hasn't hit the link yet. Come on, guys. You got to do better than that. You can't say somebody ducking and you haven't hit the link yet. Bro. Like, come on, that's weird. That's weird. The fake pink royals. I ain't even talking about fake pink royal. I'm talking about any royal bloodline, black royalty. These people are not aboriginal to them places that they are occupied. Is what I'm. Atlantis was America. Atlantis was the name of the government that was created in America, and then it went out everywhere. It wasn't just Atlantis. You can find that same government everywhere. They call it Tartary in your history. See, a lot of people don't know the last remnants of the Atlantis Empire is what they disguise and call Tartary, Tartar history. See, when are you gonna get to that, man? Y'all ain't even ready for that. Y'all still new when it comes to that. But like I said, it's all the same system. And each one was going to various places colonizing. We got to think outside this caste system and artificial implants that they done implanted. It seems like every time y'all try to move around, y'all run into an implant that was in y'all. Y'all got to get rid of them. You are the God, man. You Aborigines of America are the gods, man. You literally single-handedly shape-shifted the way civilization occupies. Name some great inventors that's not of black culture. And we can't name no white ones because often the white ones stole black or Aborigine niggas' idea. So we can't name another ethnicity: Chinese, Mexican, Asian, black, European, African. Name some inventions that changed the world by them. You're gonna only hear about this shit going on in America, man. Seriously. Seriously. I got so much proof that all these royal bloodlines giving credit and revenants to Africa all the way back to, man, I ain't even gonna drop it on y'all. Y'all I ain't even gonna, I just want somebody to take that challenge and that smoke. Who want that debate? The guy who want the debate ain't even hit the link. That's sad. That's sad as hell.
Hey, yo, OCO. What
Peace,
up?
peace,
Can y'all hear me?
peace,
Yeah.
peace, peace, peace.
All right. Now I know I missed a bit. I missed a little bit chunk of what I was talking about. Was we still on the same topic?
I mean, no, I mean, kind of, yeah. We just chopping it up with the people on a historical narrative that have to be challenged. You know what I'm saying?
AP, it's some questions I wanted to ask you. Get your thoughts on this. Like with some of the other groups out there, like um what's that dang thing called? Like dang, I forgot. I'm trying to think of that guy's name. Damn.
Tariq Nasheed.
Um Not Tariq. Dang, and I know his name. Shit. Oh fuck.
Are you talking about Nature Boy?
Um no, wait, hold on. Let me look on here. You go back to here. I seen this real dumb video of this guy trying to basically he was basically trying to claim that um he was basically trying to claim that he's on the whole African thing, like, oh, we that all of us came over here on ships and boats and stuff.
About Lord Alba,
And
the Freedmen movement?
huh?
Talking about the Freedmen movement with Lord Alba?
Hell yeah, yeah. I think that's what, yeah, the whole freedmen thing, like they aboriginal too. It's like,
Hey, I just want people to know Africa, a lot of Africa wouldn't be thriving the way it is without Americans colonizing it. That's why I gotta
mm-hmm.
bring that. We've been going around colonizing the world, man. We colonized Africa too, Sierra Leone, Cameroon, Liberia. You can't even be a president in none of them places, especially Liberia, unless you have American lineage. You can't even be an African.
Yeah,
You're an African, you can't get into politics at the highest position there.
yeah, what was it? Well, the president, I think the president, basically down there, I think the leader or whatever said, like straight up that Liberia was founded by Americans. They was founded by Americans. So, yep, and that's why the capital I think is called Monrovia, which is named after President Monroe over here in America, because they sent all people down there in the mid 1800s or 1820 or something like that to you know capitalize on it. But the Pan Africanists, man, they just like the only thing they have to show is, oh, I got a certificate, a DNA test certificate that proves that that I'm that I'm African. Here it is, my graduation certificate.
Nah, that I mean, like I said, I really want to highlight the fact that this whole Africa thing is not nothing to do with us in history, bro. And we can both agree that the Negroes here are not African. The Negroes that you call Negro, black, and color that track their lineage down to the 18, 17, 1600s is not African people.
I believe, yeah, I truly believe
No,
that
I truly believe it too that the vast majority of Negroes are Aboriginal people to this land.
yeah, like I believe that it's opposite of what we have been told. Like a lot of stuff started over here in the Americas. People think that this was the last populated landmass, you know, which I don't know why they want to manipulate people to think that, but you know,
I want to talk about Pan-Africanism, you know what I'm saying? That which has corrupted our people since the early 1800s, since the late 1800s. This ideology that has evolved into what we call Pan-Africanism has been a for a while. They've been trying to get our people to go back to Africa for a while. Start with Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman trying to get people to go back to Africa, y'all. And potentially did. Got them to go colonize and help set up shop in Sierra Leone, Cameroon, and Sierra Leone. A lot of these places needed the hands-on benefits of Black America. You see what I'm saying? Pan-Africanism has destroyed our people, which took away from them wanting to deal with just our people, protecting our people. It pretty much helped usher in integration. That's what Pan-African is. It made you think all skin folk is kin folk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody good. Whoop-de bang.
I mean, isn't that what like Dr. Umar Johnson and all them trying to push?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what Mike, Melville Herkovich, Frank Boas, uh, 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 fuck, Richard Allen. You see what I'm saying? You got a lot of these other Black brothers that was help pushing it in the communities as well, and disguising it and pushing it up under the Black church, the Black AMEs.
hey, AP, what do you think about that? That the AB 1604 bill that they pushing over in California. Um, I think it's about it's like them over there in California, like some of them over there trying to get I think they trying to get reparations, but they're trying to redefine what the definition of what an quote unquote African American is by way of saying that like it used to be to where they would try to define them saying that they are descendant of people from Africa. I mean, we know this is a misnomer, but now they're trying to say that an African, a quote unquote African American is someone who is descendant of an American slave. They ain't even say African slave. They said American slave over
That's why
here.
I don't know why they try to push a back to Africa movement when we
Yeah,
never came from Africa.
exactly. And it's kind of sad because a lot of foreigners are going to try to be going to try to claim benefits with trying to use this definition. I know a lot of white European Americans are definitely going to be trying to claim this because some of their people was, you know, indentured and all that stuff when they were coming over here and stuff like that, and it just kind of
Yeah.
leads a way of them
Let me let
trying.
me let me let me let the other brother on. I know we got a brother. Wait, I don't even know how to pronounce this nigga name. Fitness. What's going on, bro? You got a question or a statement?
Peace. Yeah. So
Peace and blessings. That's the people know your name. Where you calling from? Hey,
yeah.
shout out to everybody in the chat too, real quick, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit the like button. Share the live stream. Let's get it in, man. Let's get it in. Let's get it in.
So I'm
Kill that back to Africa narrative. But my bad, brother. Go ahead. You got the flow, fitness.
yeah, so I'm from Brooklyn. My folks from the Caribbean, Grenada and Trinidad. So I'm asking you, What's the definition of the word Negro?
I mean, we pretty much know it's describing the phenotype, the physiognomy, and the complexion of one.
I mean, that's from that's the dictionary definition of the word. Can we
I mean,
pull
I
it up?
mean,
Well,
uh,
then you have to think about that in terms of the definitions were changed. It depends on what year you're talking about, like the 1800s definition.
Yeah,
In
18,
the Webster's dictionary, will
right.
literally describe like Negro or nigger as someone who's dark skinned, but originally applied to the Indians in the Americas.
Can you pull that up?
All right. Let's see here.
18,
Yeah, I
1828,
think when you go to 18,
28
I
Webster.
think it's 1828 or 18. And I know the definition is it's in the 1800s, the Webster's dictionary. Because even the term, even when you think about the term American, the Webster's dictionary, that they were saying that the term American originally applied to the copper colored
Colored
races found
races,
here in America,
right.
but now it's applied during that time they was trying to apply it to Europeans
Europeans.
and nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So a Negro, you know what I'm saying, was mostly used to describe the Aboriginals of over here in the Americas because they wasn't using that term nowhere else in the world during that time.
yeah, you got to get into the etymology, bro. And so once you got to deal with earliest use too. When often using these words, Negro. You know the earliest use of Negro in America. You know the earliest use of that in America, brother.
In America or in the world?
In America,
No, what's the earliest use in America?
do you know the earliest use in the world? Then you say you
Yeah,
know it. You got
it came from the Iberian Peninsula. It came from the Spanish and Portuguese.
around what time frame was that?
That's like the late 1400s.
All right. Did you know in the late 1400s they also using that same term in another location as well?
Where?
They also using it in America, and they also have terms for that. They was often describe the people of that area of the East over there as Negro de Guinea. Are you familiar
When
with
you
them?
when you say America, you talking about the Americas, North, South, and Central
The whole,
America? You talking about
when I
North?
say America, we're talking about the whole continent at this
So
point historically.
so you talking about South America also?
Yeah, we're talking about South America as well.
Okay.
Yeah. When we say America, we're talking about the continent. So that's earliest use that we're talking about. The word was used on the continent. It's matter of fact, anybody can go pull it up now. I'm gonna give you sources for mine. You go pull up the Jesuit letters, right? You can go put up the Jesuit letters, which
Mhm.
refers to the people of this land as Negro de Terra. And they refer to other blacks that they met in Africa and Europe, in Spain and Asia, as Negro de Guinea. They describe them as Negro de Guinea. The people over
So,
here,
so,
Negro.
so nah. First of all, that's pronounced Negro da Terra, and it's Portuguese, right? And it means in the Portuguese language, Negro is a it means slave. It means black, but it also means slave. It has it's like an intricacy in the language. That's why some people in like Brazil don't like the term Negro because it has a connotation of slave. But
That's
And
only
so,
14,
because of the narrative that has been socially pushed that
no, but
Negroes
but
are automatically tied to
yeah, and
slaves.
matter of
It doesn't
fact,
necessarily mean slave. It's just that socially, that creates a social construct that everybody is associating Negroes with slaves. And so the entanglement of the social meaning becomes the same in everybody's mind, and that's why it's so offensive. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean like everybody
Now,
always think that slaves and Negroes are one and the same, or that to be a Negro means that you was automatically quote unquote a slave. When that's not true at all.
yo, okay, in for example, right? In Black American English, if you look at a girl and you like, yo, she bad, you understand what the brother is saying, right? But the meaning of the word bad has a totally different meaning. Like you understand, but in terms of the intricacy of the language, it has a different context and different connotation. For example, um, the word for slave ship in Portuguese is navio negro, and the literal translation of that would be black ship or ship of black. But if you understand Portuguese, you would know that it means slave ship because the word negro has a connotation for slave. So negro da terra means local slaves, as opposed to negro da Guinea, which means slaves from Guinea or slaves from Africa.
I mean, it just means that they just attaching the color to the to a said slave. So that's like me saying, oh
Yeah,
hey,
but
I got some
Spanish
white slaves
Portuguese
over here.
is
Oh hey, I
tricky.
got some black slaves over here. Oh hey, I got some green. It's just
That
basically
term doesn't
saying,
mean the
Are,
same in the
are you
Spanish.
are you familiar with the word preto?
wait, say it again.
Preto.
Hell no, man.
Nah, what that mean?
It means black in Portuguese.
Okay, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. There's two words in this language that means black. It's not as simple as, you know what I
No,
mean, a physical description.
The word Negro is not talking about black though. Black is
It's
not.
not it's not talking about a physical description when it's used in that context. It's not a physical description. It's not describing somebody. You know what I mean? And you can look it up. Look up Preto or Negro, and you will see there's a debate in Brazil as to whether people want to be
Well,
called Negro
well,
or
I,
Preto.
well,
Both
that's what
means
I'm
black
saying. Like,
physically, but one has
it
a certain
depends.
connotation.
It depends on the timeline. See, like when it depends on the timeline at what people socially use the word. Like we know, like what you just described, saying, "Oh, that's a bad bit right there," whatever, like that. They didn't talk like that back in the day, but to us, when we use bad in that meaning, when we use bad in that meaning, it means that, oh, she looks
That's
good.
that's
You know what I'm
that's true.
saying? So
That's
what
true.
I'm saying here is that Negro, the term Negro has been the meaning, depending on how people socialized during that time, has all changed. When we automatically know, when if you go back and you look at the first definitions of it, it literally was describing dark skinned people, or people who had darker skins than that of the Spanish and the Por- the Spanish people. So that's what I'm saying. Like as time went on, those definitions sort of kind of got entangled to where now, now everybody probably thinks that during this time, Negro was automatically associated with a so-called quote unquote slave. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me describing how a person looks in the language, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody, it's the same like we're here. When
Mhm.
you mention the word slave to anybody today, when you
That's
mention
what
the word
I'm trying to make
slave,
Negro
automatically they're
sound
gonna
like
think
you're a
about
slave,
somebody
which that's
being
not
black.
the
They're
case.
gonna think about somebody being so-called black. They're not gonna think about any other else color. Even the word slave to certain people in their minds means somebody who is black or somebody who had dark skin. You get what I'm saying? So it's not, it's doesn't mean that Negro means slave. It does. I mean, it just depends on during that time frame, how was they socially using that word?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. During that time, that's how it was used. They call the slave ships Navio Negreo,
What
which
time
means
frame are you referring to?
Yeah,
this
you
is
got a
this is
source for that too, bro?
Yeah, he ain't got no sources.
you can pull it up. You can put it up. You can look up slave ship in Portuguese and search from there.
I'm
It's
saying
Navio.
like what time frame are you talking about though?
This
What
is the
time
time.
frame are you?
This is from the
Are you talking
1500s.
about 1800s? Are you talking about,
No,
you
this
know,
is this is from this is from the 1500s onwards. 1500s to the 1800s.
no, yeah, you need to have is there a dictionary that's of that timeline that was written in that
You,
timeline to where
you
we can
you can look
see?
you can look up in a Portuguese dictionary. Look up Navio Negro and you get it's slave ship.
That's what
That's
I'm
the
saying.
meaning.
The year of the dictionary is very important. Just like
That's why
how in the
you can
1800s,
you know.
Negro in a Webster's dictionary, 1800s, Negro means something totally different from how Negro is described in the, let's say, said 1900s Webster's dictionary.
But
You get
okay,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
So what was the definition of Negro in the Webster's in the earliest Webster's dictionary? What was the definition?
Well, the earliest definition described it as applied as people of dark skin, any person who has you know, brown to dark skin colored. And then it would also tell
Uh,
you, I'm
are you sure?
paraphrasing here,
You sure
it would
about that?
also say it would also say applied to, it also give you the groups of people that it was commonly used for. Like it would say, oh, it describes dark skinned people. Oh yeah, and they use this toward Americans, or they use this toward Indians, or it was applied to Indians.
I mean, I mean,
So something like
I
that.
mean, we can pull it up and read the definition from the because the 1828 Webster's dictionary is available online. But as you made the point about Indians, right? And I I hear people say the word India or the word Indians was first applied to American Indians,
Yes,
and
that's true.
I
Because
dispute
India
that.
was called Hindustan at the time. It wasn't
At
called
which
India.
at which time?
Hindustan was the original name for the landmass known as India. It
It,
wasn't
it,
called India. That
nah,
name,
nah.
India, came about. Hold on. India came about later on. India
Later
came
on is
came
when.
about later on. I think, as a matter of fact, 1900s, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, okay,
If I'm
right
not
now.
mistaken,
Now
you know.
listen, right,
But correct
right.
me if I'm wrong,
Okay, let
because
me let me
originally
let,
they was called Hindustan.
okay, let
Um,
me okay, let me make a point, right? I hear people make that argument. They say when India was gained independence in 1947, that's when the name India was applied because the name Hindustan was used before. Now, the people of India themselves didn't use the name Hindustan. Hindustan was a
yes they do. Yes they did. As a matter of fact,
listen.
most of them will call their homeland Hindustan as of today. Just
Let
ask
me
any
let
Indian, just
yo
ask any Indian person that you may know of, and
Even go
they
back
would
to what
call
they call
themselves
Indus
by their
Valley.
original homeland name, Hindustan.
I think it
you
was
you
Bharat before Hindustan too. B
okay,
H A
but
R A
that's
T.
Before
listen,
that, it
but
was the Indus
listen,
Valley.
no. Listen what I'm saying though. Are you familiar with the Ptolemy map?
Huh? Say again.
Are you familiar with the Ptolemy map?
Ptolemy map.
Anyway,
Wait,
the Ptolemy map is a Roman a Roman map, and it was created by the Romans. The first one was in like the second century, and come straight up to the medieval time in the 1200s. There were these maps, and they're available online. You can look it up, and you will see that India is clearly labeled India in the 1200s.
Yeah, I would like to see that map from the
nah,
12.
Let's,
man. When
let's
was
look
that
up
map?
let's
When
look
was
up
that
the
map
Ptolemy.
illustrated though?
Okay,
When was
what
that map illustrated though?
in the 1200s?
See, like,
1200s.
okay, right here. See, in the like right quick,
It's
in a Webster's dictionary, 1828, it describes um Indian, the general name of any native of the Indies. We already know where the Indies was. It was over here in the Americas. East Indian or West Indian. It is particularly applied to any native of the American continent. This does not have any, it doesn't describe anywhere of India or Indians over in the or so-called East. This definition originally was applied to the people over in the Americas.
okay. So
1828 Webster's Dictionary. So that's why
right.
I'm saying that
Okay.
when you're
So
talking about terms and names, it is
but
very
listen,
important to understand the timeline at which they was talking. Now
the the
later
Ptol-
on,
the
Indians was
Ptolemy map
probably applied to India,
the
but in the
Ptolemy
1800s, no.
the Ptolemy maps comes like 500 years before that Webster's definition. The Ptolemy map, and you can look it up, is P um Ptolemy. Ptolemy map. You can look it up. And it's old maps. There's Ptolemy maps from the second century, come all the way up to the 12th century to the 1500s. Now since and you just read the 1828 definition of Indian, right? So
Yeah,
now
and
read the
anybody who was living during that time
right,
was
right.
not calling Indians from the east. The every if you were
It's
living
it's
during that time,
Yeah,
you
but
had
when you look at the Ptolemy maps, they don't even describe the West at all. They're not even having no depiction, illustration of the West. They don't have any
exactly exactly.
recognition of the West.
The Europeans had not got to the who made the maps didn't even
Right.
know the
So
West
you can't give them
existed.
a
Oh
judgment
boy.
on what they would have called it just because they called it one place this. Then you can't say that the other place wasn't called that or occupying of that
But
state then. No.
I'm saying I'm not saying whether it was occupied or what it was called. But I'm just saying if India was called India before Europeans had any knowledge of, that's all I'm saying. India was called India way before Bharat, way before Hindustan. It was called India.
So
That's all I'm saying.
so it was called
when
India or then
so
Bharat, then Hindustan, then India again, bro?
I'm
Huh?
saying where at what year was this so-called map that you're talking about illustrated? If tell what you say that map was called again?
The Ptolemy map
How you spell that? Ptolemy.
is
Wait, P
Ptolemy.
it's spelled. Wait, spell that again.
P, it starts with a P. The P is silent. It's
Okay, P P T
P T
A
O
P
P
T
T O.
O.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lemy. Ptolemy.
Oh, okay. Ptolemy map. You say?
Yeah, Ptolemy map. There's but you just pull up the definition of India, right? Of that was India or Indian.
I pulled up the definition of Indian according to how people is using it over
Right.
here in the
So
Americas.
right. So
Because
you
in
can
because they had no, and this is how you know that it was only applied to to the Americans, at least how they was using it, because that definition did not even give a description or even said that it was applied to people of
It,
of 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 of
it,
India,
it did say that. It
you
did say
know,
the
or
East
whatever,
Indies.
like that.
It did say the East Indies. The
No,
East Indies.
No, the Indies, what they talking about, the Indies was describing the Americas as in Central America. It used to be that in Central America, that area in Central America used to be called the Indies. So you had the West Indies and you had the East Indies. That area over in Central America used to be called the Indies. That's
So
why they said that. That
so
had
so
nothing to
what?
do with India. That
So
had
the
nothing to do with
Central
India.
America was called the Indies.
Yes, like look up West Indies or what when most people used to
I
try
mean,
to most
you
people
could.
used to get confused when they said when they was doing the whole slave trade narrative, the false slave trade narrative, when what was it John Rolfe or not whatever his name was, when in his he described that they had brought over um 20 and odd negras from the West
Mm-hmm.
Indies, which
Mm-hmm.
most people wasn't paying attention that the West Indies was located here in America, in Central America, where the Caribbean is today. So
Right, that's the West
that's
Indies.
false. We know that that's false. So because we know what where the Indies were located at during that time. This is why in the definition it says the American continent, the American continent.
Yeah, but it
You
says
know
the East
what I'm saying?
Indies. The East
The
Indies
East
is in the East.
Indies in the American continent. You had the East
All right.
Indies and the West Indies.
And okay, so where was the East Indies?
Hello? Y'all there?
Yeah, yeah. Where was the East Indies? The West Indies is the Caribbean. That's the West Indies.
Hello? Are y'all there?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
God damn, did my mic go out?
No, I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Hold on, if y'all can hear me, hold
Yeah,
on.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
You probably don't hear yourself, but we hear you.
Should just come back with us, man. We got nonetheless on here. What's going on,
Oh yeah, I'm here, man. I'll just wait for them guys to finish their dialogue. What's up with the God, bro? Peace to the God, man.
Go ahead, you can
Peace.
get it in real
Peace,
quick
peace.
while they took a little break.
Okay, well, it's simple, man. Cause what happened is, our people got confused, bro, and we still confused because the fact of the matter is that all these words existed. They just existed in different realms. When you're dealing with a people, right, and they from a separate culture that's outside of the commercial realm. So when you understand that, then your eyes are going to be open to what's really going on. Now the word Negro still exists today in the Spanish language. That's describing a different color. It could be beans that's Negro beans or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now when you're dealing in a commercial realm like a port, now something called a port automatically, they're dealing with a commercial setting. So when you deal with Portugal or port um, what's that Portuguese or whatever that is, right? And you know that that's Guinea. You understand that the word Negro may be or probably is associated with a slave because you're talking about a people that's working on a commercial port. So it's automatically going to be trade. It wasn't no such thing as employee. So everybody had an aspect of being a slave. Some
Back.
slaves had more power than other slaves. So it wasn't like they was getting beat. That was their employment on a port. Now, of course, somebody gonna get offended if you have your own
It
land and
was
you have
all
your own.
employment.
That's what I'm saying. So you're going to get offended if you're not associated in the commercial realm, bro. So if I got my own business, can't nobody call me a slave or call me a Negro in that realm. Now, the reason why that was so dangerous is that we didn't understand that. Now, if you go to court, right, you have different courts. You got family court, you got courts that deal with equity, and you have courts that deal with jurisdiction. One word can get your ass up shit's creek if you don't know what that word means. If they ask you where you live, you say you're a resident, you already in the commercial realm. You see what I'm saying? If you say you're black,
you already in their jurisdiction. You see what I'm saying? If you say you any word that has to be that's associated with the commercial realm, and you don't know how to correct them and know what entity you are responsible for and that you own it, you trademark it, of this is what the definition is, and you don't make it clear, you're now falling into their rule, to their body politic. Let's put it like that. Okay? And now you're under their definition of what's going on. So automatically you got to clarify who you are and what that word means. And inside of your family structure. That's why you must make it clear who you are and what you represent at that time. You see what I'm saying? So all those words existed, but it existed in different realms, in different scopes of what you was involved with. Because you can be a slave from 9 to 5 and be free the rest of the time. You know what I mean? It's all about what your level of knowledge is. So if you didn't have knowledge, you're always going to be associated with something that's derogatory when you know that's not you. That was just for a short period of time. So all these words, we got to understand what they mean in a specific setting, and what jurisdiction they fell under in that time. And you must have the knowledge to know the difference. If you don't know the difference, then you're gonna fall deeper and deeper into debt, because that's commercial too. You're not a creditor because you don't have any land, because you're associating yourself with being a debtor. These people been know about this whole system. It was us or certain people that's trying to argue facts when they don't know what they're talking about. They're not well studied. They don't know about commercial, and they don't know about free enterprise. You know what I'm saying? Until we know that, we just gonna be babbling. We gonna think a word means this or mean that. On the streets today, we know if somebody say, okay, an average person, right? If somebody say, oh, he's selling weight, you know what I'm saying? They might break it down into kilos. Another motherfucker might break it down into pounds and inches. Some people work in centimeters. You know what I mean? Bro, it's all about what you know, your level of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're going to be thinking somebody talking about something else, and you're going to get screwed on the streets. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, it's like you got to break this shit down, yo, on what you know and how to get over on a system that's our system, but we integrate it into their system. Like back when, you know how they trick us? This is another example how they trick us, right? Before, they had something called separate but equal. You had blacks, you had white, under those separate entities, right? Little did we know that blacks were doing pretty good, just not in the urban setting. You know what I mean? You had suburban, you got urban. Now, when the blacks integrated into a white system. The whites didn't integrate into a black system. They had all the propaganda saying, oh yeah, we separate, played a mind game on us, thinking they had more than us, when we technically had more than them. So we went into their system, into their spelling, and what definition of white and black is. You feel what I'm saying? So that means that they're going to be superior because the blacks went into the white system. If the whites went into the black system, it'll be a whole different game. So now the definitions and the power of that word lessens. The black lessens, you know what I mean? Is less than, because we went into their shit. You feel what I'm saying? So until we figure out and see it from a common sense aspect, we always going to be going back and forth and getting screwed inside in the legal language, because you got legal definition, you got social definition, you got political definition. All three separate books that you got to know when you're dealing with contracts, when you're dealing with your family. That's all I wanted to say, bro.
We got Job Bricks on there. Shout out to Job Bricks, man.
Peace to the God. Peace to the God. Peace to the panel, man. Bro talking that shit. Let's talk that shit. What's going on? What we talking about?
Man, we just let people know that Africa is not our home, and they didn't artificially implanted this on political, social, and educational levels to make us think that we came from Africa for some odd reason.
I mean, how has us being associated with that continent been benefiting us for the last 100-some years anyway?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers need to just think about it from that standpoint. All these Pan-African leaders that y'all following and shit like that, what are they really doing for y'all? They the same as motherfucking preachers. They making you sound good. Oh, we came from kings and queens. Well, what the fuck is we now? And how we gonna get back to that? You feel what I'm saying? All that fairy tale shit they be talking about. You know what I'm saying? You know, the ancient Kemetic and we came from West Africa and this that. How is that benefit? That shit ain't benefiting us at all. At all. You know what I'm saying? So when they come and they see people like us talking this aboriginal shit, right? What that's a direct benefit. Why? Because at the end of the day, this our shit. We was here first, then they came. So that just in itself should show you that, you know what I'm saying, you got some power and you come from power. And if you tap back into that power, you can make something happen. But all that claiming African shit, so basically you saying niggas kidnapped you. You're a victim of kidnapping then. That's all. So when you saying that shit, you just a victim of kidnapping. And if you notice, everybody who be jocking that shit, they want handouts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you gonna always want a handout from a motherfucker that kidnaps you. But when you realize this your shit, you don't need no handout. Take your shit back.
That's a fact. That's a fact. A lot of people forget that point too. This is our shit. You built this shit. 15,000 years of inventions and innovations. 15,000 years. I got the book. If y'all want it, y'all can learn some of y'all culture. Learn
See,
some of your inventions.
yeah, they see. Look, when we say we built this shit, niggas be thinking we talking about they brought us over here and we work for free labor. No, nigga, we literally built that shit. Before these niggas came over here, you see the motherfucking mounds, you see the motherfucking pyramids. We built them shits. Like, that's what we talk about
Buildings.
when we say
Hell,
that's what we talk about when we say building shit. Nigga, like not just no motherfucking working free for them and building shit. Nah, nigga, this really our shit for real, for real.
like from scratch. Like when y'all came here, y'all seen roads and lights and buildings and niggas dressed immaculate and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? That's all you seen here. You seen the most.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Like that's so if niggas want real liberation, I gotta let that continent go, man. Niggas gotta let that continent go. You know what I'm saying? Like, or some real shit. Niggas gotta let that continent go. I don't give a fuck about your historical facts that you think you know about. Oh, well, this word was this, and I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, my nigga. How you gonna get your remedy off that shit? We talking remedy talk now. We ain't just talking history. We talking remedy talk now. Where your remedy at? If you ain't got no remedy in that shit, then what we talking about?
I don't got no remedy, man.
Or take your ass back over there and build some shit. You got that option? Take your ass back over there and build some shit. Like, niggas ain't
Yeah.
asking you to be here.
Take you some motherfucking sticks and build you a building made of sticks. Then go ahead, grow your food. Then grow your own food over there. Come on, man. Y'all know America is the greatest place in the world, man.
Everybody and their mother want to come to here. Everybody want to come here, bro. Everybody. Everybody want to come here. You know, motherfuckers is abandoning their own shit to come here. We ain't abandoning our shit. You see, we holding shit down through everything we've been through out this motherfucker. Nigga, you want to talk about slavery? What you want to talk about? You want to talk about lynching? What you want to talk about? We ain't running. We ain't running nowhere. Everybody else running. We ain't running. We holding our shit down, so that's what other motherfuckers gotta do. Don't come over here tell us how we supposed to do our shit. Nah, do that. Stay where you at, and whatever you think advice you got to help us out, help your fucking self out. Stop running. You know what I'm saying? If everybody else running, coming to our shit, fucking our shit up. Like, now we gotta get our shit right first. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everybody else want to run.
people out here telling us how we need to do shit, and I can't take advice on how to go against the oppressor when you literally ran from your homeland from the oppressor. Like I can't take that advice. It ain't worth nothing. You didn't take your own advice. You understand me? We the only motherfuckers on this planet, you know what I'm saying, that don't be running nowhere, to large numbers, man. Here in America, we stick here and we deal with it. We fight and we get out these situations as best we can. These people ain't had that much jurisdiction over us. This shit just recently happened. This shit just recently happened.
But see,
You
when
go
niggas
back,
don't know history, that's what I'm saying. When niggas don't know history, this shit could feel like real life. Like nigga, crackheads is some new shit. You feel me? Like dope heads,
niggas feel
all
like
that
they've
shit
been
is
around.
new.
Yeah, niggas think they've been around since the 1800s. Yeah, they had crack.
Word up, like
And
all
that's the
that
way a lot
broke.
of these corners think. They use all the stereotypical shit. Yeah, y'all crackheads. Y'all wear black Air Force Ones and rob people. Like they say all the stereotypical shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like nigga, that broken home shit, that single mother shit, all that shit is new shit. All that shit is new.
That's a fact.
We wasn't none of that. That ain't our history, nigga. Nah, that's all new shit that was engineered by the government. Like, and that's what niggas need to understand. So if you
You know
go a
why?
little
You know
back,
why they engineered that single mama shit? They say it's easy. We can physically spend millions of dollars to control the man, which leads the woman to be implanted with the indoctrination. Like my brother Alabama said, you teach a nigga wrong shit, that's injustice. You teach a woman wrong shit, she gonna indoctrinate a nation. You understand me? So they give they the first nation. You understand me? That's why we gotta prevent ourselves from being indoctrinated. We got a job and a duty to do. You understand me? We got a task at hand. You feel what I'm saying? They've been trying to pry the woman and the man away since the motherfucking 60s, 70s, since they brought in the opiates, the heroin. You feel me? Before that, you seen brothers and sisters doing everything side by side. They marched, they fought, they built. You know what I'm saying? That's how it went.
that's a
True
fact.
key.
That's
Go
a
look at
fact.
the 50s. Go look at the family modules in the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, the 20s, the 1800s. You understand me? It was a system in place. They try to disrupt our cultural traditions and customs, even though we still rely on it through memory cells. It still peak up through sparks and interest or thought. You see what I'm saying? So we have to understand that everything happened for a reason. You see what I'm saying? And that's why we got to connect with back to earth, man. That's what ecology is about. We still build doing our worst. We still create some of the most exclusive shit that changes society at our worst, at our most deprived time in history, at our most indoctrinated time in history. We're still able to produce.
That shit crazy. We brain dead, and these motherfuckers still trying to steal our inventions.
It's like Weekend at Bernie's, cuz you brain dead, but you still doing shit. Like how? Seriously. Shout out to that little 15-year-old lady sister out of Georgia. Already graduated. She 15 years old, already graduated, ready to go to some Ivy League school. She speaks 17 different languages. God damn.
Woo! Different.
Get her name. The world know who I'm talking about. I'll find the name soon. They just know the energy went out towards her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like I said, man, it's sad to say. Like I said, if we got some allies, like you feel me, I fuck with all melanated people around the globe. You feel me? If you want to be our ally, nigga. But if you side with the ops, you an op too. Straight up.
And a lot of these niggas ain't even ops. They just haters. See, you got to be my op to be my enemy. And to be my enemy, you got to be able to do what I can do. You can't do what I can do. See, a lot of these motherfuckers that hate on you can't do what you can do. They can't even be enemies. You want to be my op. You just a hater at this point. Don't let these niggas hate, man. Don't let these niggas hate their way into being your ops. These niggas wake up every day wanting to be your ops. Nigga, you ain't my op. You just a hater. You understand me? Jealousy, envy, and vitriol sometimes soak out through these people's pores, and they ain't got no other way to contain it. A lot of these niggas love you so much they hate too. Look at him. He ain't showing me no attention. Fuck him. You gonna watch his videos and critique him.
Bro got the sound effects ringing off. Okay, AP, I
Going
see you,
ham.
pivot.
Oh yeah, shout out to DJ Cuddy, man. Drop them air horns, man. We live in here. It's a working day. Goddamn.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to DJ Cuddy in the building, one of the best to do it. If you ever knew. Excuse me.
So yeah, like the whole FBA Foundational Black Americans thing. I fuck with that foundational word. You know what I'm saying? Because that's facts. You know what I'm saying? We is the foundational blueprint of this motherfucker for real. You know what I'm saying? But now y'all just gotta let that Africa shit go. Once y'all let that Africa shit go, we in the green. Like,
yeah, Africa ain't produced nothing else. Hell, let's talk about Africa a little bit. Let's get into that. Did y'all know Africa produces 640 food crops? And that's throughout the whole continent. That's the amount of natural organic food crops that they able to grow there. 640 throughout the continent. And did y'all know that 600 of those are native to the Americas?
Yeah, I was on that. Yeah, I knew that. I was on that. Yeah, most of the majority of the food that's grown over in Africa
say
is
that a lot of people don't have the proof.
indigenous to the Americas.
If somebody would say, show me the proof, a lot of people wouldn't be able to show you the proof. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I have
I mean,
over 4 sources that goes into acute detail about this.
Yeah,
Not
that's
only
common though. I don't think nobody would really deny that. I mean, if they just really
well, obviously people would deny it because the conversation through implanted artificial history is that Africa has all the what? What they tell you, they have all the resources.
Yeah, that's true.
resources.
They be trying to say
So
that. Yeah.
that's a common combative argument that goes against us obviously replenishing them with resources. That's just one set of shit. We can just talk about plant life that we gave them, which is one of the most valuable resources. See, we got to understand resources now is not resources of the yesterdays or historical time. When they talking about resources, historical time, they talking about food, clothing, and shelter. Food being one of the first resources. You ain't got no food, you ain't building nothing. You ain't gonna have no clothes or nothing. You're gonna be naked, starving. You understand me? You get food, you start proactively building. So it takes that type of resource to grow. And sometimes, often history tricks and don't know how to update itself. So they'll tell you that we domesticated animals 15,000 years ago in America, but tell you that we just created agriculture at 12. Well, how the fuck we domesticating feeding animals if we ain't already feeding ourselves? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I never heard of a person going to Africa and sending resources to America, but vice versa, you heard that shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
People
That's
come
why
to
they come
America
here.
and send resources to Africa all the time. Shit. So you know what I'm saying?
That's why they come here.
Exactly.
They come here
for resources.
Right. You remember resource class? When y'all was in school, resource class was the motherfucker that needed a little extra help. You understand me? They needed a little extra hands on. You understand me? Resource. They come over here for resource. You understand me? They trying to get their hands on your shit. Facts. I don't give a fuck for African is cool, nice, giving. If they come over here, he's potentially in the way of another American's progression. Period. Even if he's nice, you still in the way.
And I don't think speaking on this, I don't think any of us should even try to enter the political arena. And we should just go our separate ways and uh get land, get our own land, grow our own food, and start building our own stuff. Because I mean,
Yeah, I believe we got to hit it every way. Once we start saying we don't need to do this, we should just do this. They gonna cut you off wherever you want to go, and your ass ain't gonna have no point of return.
Yeah,
Listen, man,
yeah, facts.
we need political field. We need gardeners. We want land. Pay us our check. We want it all. We want sky's the limit. We want to go back to how Aboriginal customs was historically. We didn't have to. Sky was.
We can do that. We can do that. We just don't need to go into their politics to do it.
It
We
ain't
can
they
create our own
politics.
It
politics
ain't
amongst
they
our own
politics.
selves.
See, what
You know
you
what I'm saying?
see is what you don't even see true politics because you ain't seen justice. You've been seeing injustice. So you don't know what politics is. You've been seeing a politics. You think it's politics. It's spelled almost the same. You seeing a pile of tricks. And you ain't seeing no politics. This
I
shit is
agree.
about
I agree, and
police.
that's why we shouldn't enter it. I agree, and that's why we shouldn't enter it. We shouldn't enter that.
They not even running it right. They
You know?
playing off something else. You got to understand that this system that's in place was not created by no pale skin. We got to get that out of our skull.
Yeah, true that. You know what I'm saying? True that.
We could dominate anything we put our mind to. We could
When
dominate
these pale
anything.
skins came here and these mulatto Europeans came back to America, they was dealing with King Tammany. They was dealing with Emperor Brim. They was dealing with the establishment. I'm just saying, we got to put this in retrospect. You can't expatriate a nigga from a nation that you already a nation.
Talk about it. You feel me? See that's why niggas got no history. Let's talk about it.
I mean, this is why I don't agree with this is why I don't agree with like certain people who try to say, oh man, we gotta get together and vote this and then vote that and then vote that. I mean, that's stupid. That's silly. To me, that's silly. I mean, we don't need to do any of that stuff.
Hey yo, well, the whole thing is this, bro. I think our people are being stuck into one aspect of who we were, and they keep going back to what word means this. You always hear these people hop on the panel. Well, what does Negro mean, or what does black? What are all these other words? Okay, there's other words in other situations that we need to break down. You know what I mean? Are we gonna get stuck on that every time we get on here, or are you gonna say, okay, if you say we need to vote, like brother said we need to vote, right? What does voting mean? Who started that? You know what I mean? Who started state? Let's start with state. What does state mean? I don't hear nobody asking that. You feel me? What does estate mean? What does these representatives in the government, where did they get that system from? You see what I'm saying? If they're going to represent each person who had land, and they would meet at a certain point, and they're supposed to be trustees over the best interests of the people of the land, then they are, in fact, operating from our system. You see what I'm saying? So if we had leaders that all represented us in a certain point inside of this on this land, and they said we represent so and so nation. You know what I mean? And this is what the people want. So when you understand the system and these represent these congressmen, these in the House, it's actually called the House of Representatives because they supposed to represent each family's interest, best interest inside of the government. You see what I'm saying? And if they don't, they get voted out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be. But yet and still, we don't understand what that means. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about the classification or this caste system. It's the whole system, and these words all mean something. So let's break down those instead of all, you know what I mean? These people want to come in and just say the same thing over and over again. We already told you what these words mean, you know what I mean? In different aspects. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand if you knew, but a lot of these people are not new, bro. They already know what they doing. They know what these words mean. They just want to be smarter than the next dude on the panel and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Or look smarter. Come on, man. Stop. We need to stop doing that, bro.
Word,
That's
we
all I want
judge.
to say.
Yeah, we gonna judge a nigga by his results though. So nigga, you could talk that smart shit all the fuck you want. What are you producing? What are you producing with it? If you ain't producing based off the intelligence that you have, my nigga, then we don't give a fuck about nothing that you know for real. So at the end of the
Been that.
day, yeah, at the end of the day, nigga, we gonna judge a nigga based off, nigga, what are you producing? What are you producing with that with that intelligence at the end of the day? Like niggas love to have word wars, like bro said. Niggas love to have word wars, this mean this and that. All right, cool. I bet. How is that giving you direct remedy in a situation that you win? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You banging, you saying you a certain nationality, then you know what I'm saying? Are you still a 14th Amendment citizen or not?
A lot of
Do
these
you
people, man, he came on here. He said he's not from the Americas, so I don't think he understand what we was talking about up here.
Yeah, old boy who came on there, I don't know, he just came on here talking about do y'all know what the Negro meant and all that stuff like that, you know. Came on here starting that shit.
He
we
was slow
we
as hell.
we speak Ebonics, we don't give a fuck what it mean, nigga. Next. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah, but Negro is an
Yeah,
actual word. That's why I don't understand what they mean because Negro is still a Spanish word.
they
It's not
they keep
derogatory.
trying to make it. They making it synonymous with slave, which is a
Yeah,
Pan African talking point. He really. I was going to get to the point and say, nigga, you a Pan African, just go on sell it. You ain't got to sneak it in, brother.
but AP, even today, what I'm trying to say, if you say Negro in Spanish, they say it every day, all the time.
It's
It's
a
not
color.
derogatory. It's a word. It's an actual color. It's a word. Like what?
Go get some Negro beans, get some Negro
Yeah,
rice, make some Negro peas.
right.
Motherfucker, in this and by his motherfucking mustache, he might have been in the Negro leagues. Now, I think it was Negro leagues mustache. I think it was the first base nigga. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure y'all share the live stream. It's very important for you guys to hit that like button, share it, make a post on your social media. Tag me in it, man. If you ain't following me on Twitter, make sure y'all go follow me on Twitter at Power Aboriginal. One of my moderators dropped that in the link. Drop that in the chat for us. It's Power Aboriginal, man. Go follow me on Twitter. It's going down. We're gonna start bringing some of that energy over there to Twitter. We're gonna start hosting. We're gonna get it cracking. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to run it up. Negro is a color, yo. Negro is a word. We need to have a art. We need to have a order, fam. What you mean a order? A order of what? Shay P40. Shout out to Shay P40. Shout out to the sister. Shout out to Lil Yost in the building. Lil Yost in the building. Aboriginal React. Where you come from? I ain't seen you before. What was your name before Aboriginal React? What was your name before Aboriginal React? Talk to me. I'm dying to know. Maybe he'll tell me in a second. But yeah, man, we ain't gonna be in here too long, man. It was a nice, healthy build.
Yo,
It was
I think this, bro. You got to understand the situation and where you was at. That's the bottom line, bro. Because just because a word is a word, bro. It's all about the situation. For example, right? If you like say you got some enemies, right? They do something to you, right? And you go back to your boys and shit. You like, yo, what we gonna do? You like, yeah, we gotta go show these motherfuckers some love. You know what I'm saying? do do I mean some love, yo? And you know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Do I mean real some love, right? No, I don't mean no motherfucking no love. You know what I mean? But motherfuckers know what I mean though. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yo,
that's Ebonics. Facts. That's
yeah, you
Ebonics.
feel me? It's all about the you know what I mean? We know we go by feeling at the time. We talking cold purposely. We purposely do that shit. That's just us. We don't like to have shit. Yo, man, these dudes is gone, man. Know what I'm saying? Their minds is gone, bro. A lot of dudes, man. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, we should. That's why I don't really focus too much on them. I'll be quick to say, all right, we're gonna deal with with the ones that's clicking on the senators that we clicking on. I don't got time to, what I'm saying. I done did my debacle. Every now and then I want to get in the ring with a brother that's equal or that I feel like got scholarship or somewhat. Other than that, man, I'm just elevating the brothers and sisters that's willing to learn and that's already checking their lineage coming over here. I'm gonna teach them about this Aboriginal science, this Aboriginal history, and what's the plan for us today, and what our goal is. Other than that, man, yeah, a lot of them are lost cause, man. But we got the youth to worry about. We're not dealing with these old dogs that's wanting to learn new tricks. We got the youth to deal with. Got them babies out there we got to get, and they need all this science and all this history. Don't give it to them sugar coated. Give it to them straight up. You understand me?
Nah, that's a fact, man.
Yeah, man.
All these people stuck in their ways. Let them do it the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that shit was leading them so far, that's what it's gonna lead them at now. So let them leave them alone. But the youth, the babies that's coming up, it's a war for the youth right now. Like you saying, Biden done sent the TikTok influencers to the White House, spread the propaganda. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is right now. And the war is for the youth attention. So we gotta get the youth attention, get them on board with what we really doing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we was once youth. You know what I'm saying? And if we would have got this information earlier than what we did, and in the proper context, who knows? So that's our job to put the youth on now. So in the next 20 years, we running this shit again.
Yeah, big fact, bro.
That's a big fact. And we're gonna continue to keep thriving, man. We're gonna be back into our rightful positions. The gods is waking up, the American Aborigines waking up. So shout out to the American Aborigines. Shout out to the FBA brothers and sisters that's coming over to this information. And shout out to my brothers on the panel that held it down with some of this fire, man. Shout out to Nonetheless, the God, Nonetheless. Shout out to the brother Job Bricks, the God. If you ain't following Job Bricks, make sure y'all go follow him. Type his name in on YouTube and listen to some of that fire hip hop with some of this Aboriginal science and history tied into it as well. Shout out to the brother Uncle Crow for coming through.
Oh, see it. Thank you, Watto.
No problem, brother. No problem. Make
Yeah,
sure
man.
you.
I love your channel, man. Like real talk, man. I love your channel, man. I've been tuning in, to all of all of the community, man. That's representing, the Aboriginal power. That's just putting this in the forefront. I know some of us we get on and you got a lot of newcomers who do a lot of debating and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's still planting seeds in the minds of the people who's listening, and it's at least making them aware that everything we have been taught has been straight up lie in this indoctrinating system.
Yeah, yeah, and I appreciate you, man. You got to keep doing the work. And
Mhm. I really promote people, promoting to people to start, buying and owning land if they can, because that's the foundation for our people, is we started building this country from the land up, and then that's how we gonna get back what's ours, at the end of the day. So I promote, like, if it's anything that keeps your finances in your pocket as overall, and it gets spread to us as a community, like, from land buying and growing your food, and your money gets out get out these corporation stores, because you got your own food, and then from the land comes other resources, and then that's more money that stays in our pockets and out of these corporations, and then all of a sudden we'll have an unequal field because of course it's more of us, and the fact that this is this is our land, and so we would hold very strong to that, because at the end of the day, that's how this trickery started in the first place. They came over here showing us, trying to convince us to take shiny ass trinkets and here and there and all this trickery, to take the land, the money, the money, the paper money, all of the money was the trick. That's the trick, man. Because at the end of the day, when they created this monetary system, that's not like when I come over. If I was to come over to a strange land and I don't know it, and the people ain't gonna accept my money. So what's the first thing to do to take over? Right? What's the
Yeah,
first thing they do to take over?
they created the fiat system
Yeah,
uh, uh, that's in place now. It de facto the system
yeah.
because what it did is it's already laws that were set in. They try to go around it. That's
Mm-hmm.
why it's still in effect today. You can't pay a legal federal debt back in nothing else but in legal tender, legal currency. Not a
Yeah,
promise. No,
yeah. You know what
that's
I'm saying? And while the whole time that some of our people focus on money, money, money. What they got? Our land. Because from the land comes all resources, food, building, you
that's
name it.
they
Everything
got
comes out of
the
this land spiritually. You know what I'm saying? So once we start getting that, once we start collecting, not collecting, but once we start taking over this big ass monopoly board, then we win the game.
oh, that's a fact. They got the land under siege right now. And
And then like most of them, like my folks, like my people or whatever, like that. We got pieces of our stuff back, tax free on a certain status, and therefore we can sit there and we can do whatever we want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And then once we start holding that, we erase that whole mentality around uh monetary gain in terms of like currency. When we start thinking about, okay, what do we really need to sustain ourselves to get out of this, is the basic needs: food, water, and shelter. And then when we have that, there's nothing that we can that they can give us, because we got everything that we need. And then that's when the tables will really start to turn. But right now, people, I'm hearing people out there talking about like, oh, we need reparations and stuff. And all they can think about is having cash, 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 cash. But they're not buying anything that will give them or sustain resources like
I
that
believe
food.
I believe we should get it all. You know what I'm saying? So about land, money, position and political sitting, all that. That's called restitution. To get it what you owed and shit that was taken restored back to you. That's called restitution. You know what I mean? Reparations encompass that as well. But shit, man, we about to get ready to get out of here, man. I peace to the American Aborigines, man. Appreciate you coming on, Akel. DJ Cuddy, man. Come out one time. Man, shout out to the chat, man. It's
Yeah,
the
man.
most chat in YouTube, the most intellectual chat you can find in the world right here. So give it up for the chat, man. Shout out to everybody. Cuzzo,
All right, y'all. Wado.
DJ Cut,
What up?
Cut.
shout out to my DJ, man. The best to do it if you ever do it. You understand me? So you know we smoke. Nigga, yeah, hey, let's keep it moving, goddamn. Make sure you hit that like button. We about to get ready to get out of here. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Peace out to all the American Aborigines. All the FBA brothers and sisters that tapped into, man, keep doing your research. Genealogy is key. Genealogy is key. Keep doing your research. Challenging the historical narrative as well is a proper must. So make sure you do your work. Keep coming back. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? It's very important for you guys to hit that like button and that subscribe button and to share the live stream. Support the channel, y'all. We out of here, man. Shout out to the American Aborigines. We out.
Whatever it takes. The Hellyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with perky, now that hair run up his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah.